Lesson 152.
Huevo.
Antonio, up to this point, we have used verbs like desayunar without a direct object. We've just said things like our first example, yo quiero desayunar, I want to have breakfast. But we can also use this type of verb another way, which I'll get to in a second. When you have a verb that does not require a direct object, that's what we call an intransitive verb. Like desayunar is an intransitive verb. You could use it without an object. You could just say, I want to have breakfast, and that could just be the whole sentence. But a verb where you have a direct object, that's called a transitive verb. So in Spanish, these verbs for to have breakfast, to have lunch, and to have dinner, you can use them intransitively or transitively. And to use the verb transitively, that's like our second example, the example that says, yo quiero desayunar huevos. In this sentence, we have huevos, which means eggs, and that is a direct object. Literally, what the sentence says is, I want to have breakfast, eggs. In English, we would say, I want to have eggs for breakfast. But the structure of it in Spanish literally is that huevos is the direct object of the verb desayunar. So you could say it either way, with a direct object or without. You could say, yo quiero desayunar. That's just a general statement saying, I want to have breakfast. Or you could use it with a specific food. You could say, yo quiero desayunar huevos, and that means I want to have eggs for breakfast. Or you could say, yo quiero desayunar toast, or yo quiero desayunar orange juice. Any food you want, you can just use it as the direct object of that verb. Also, we know almorzar, that's the verb for to have lunch, and cenar, that's the verb for to have dinner. So any food that you want to have for that meal, just put the name of the food after that verb, and that's how you say that you want to have that food for that meal. Okay, Antonio, everyone knows how to say burrito, right? Why don't you say in Spanish for us, I want to have burritos for lunch. How would you say that?
Then I would say it, yo quiero almorzar, which is lunch. Yo quiero almorzar burritos.
So that would say, literally, I want to have lunch burritos. But in English, we would translate that as, I want to have burritos for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about cenar? What about saying, I want to have tacos for dinner?
Okay, that would be, yo quiero cenar tacos.
So in that sentence, tacos is the direct object of the verb cenar, and that's how you say that you want to have that particular food for that meal. Okay, let's take a look at our exercises together. In number 1, an infinitive is the subject of the sentence. That's comer, and it means to eat. Encanta is the verb. So the subject and the verb will say, to eat is enchanting. Me means to me. We have a clarifying pronoun, a. A mí means to me. And of course, the direct object of the infinitive comer is huevos, which means eggs. So literally, this sentence might say something like this. To eat eggs is enchanting to me. But what it will really say is, I love to eat eggs. In number 2, we have another infinitive serving as the subject of the sentence. Cocinar means to cook. The verb here is gusta. So cocinar gusta will say to cook is pleasing. Le means to him, to her, or to it. A mi mamá means to my mom. And the direct object of the infinitive is huevos. So literally, number 2 might say something like this. To cook eggs is pleasing to her, to my mom. But what it really means is, my mom likes to cook eggs. In number 3, again, an infinitive is the subject of the sentence. Desayunar means to have breakfast. The verb here is encanta. So desayunar encanta will say to have breakfast is enchanting. Les means to them because it's third person plural, but here it's in the context of speaking to multiple people. We can see that a ustedes means to y'all, so we know that les goes along with a ustedes. Huevos means eggs. So literally, number 3 might say something like this. To have eggs for breakfast is enchanting to y'all, to y'all. But we'll really translate it like this. Y'all love to have eggs for breakfast. In number 4, we have a question. The subject of the sentence is los huevos. That means the eggs. Están is third person plural. So los huevos and están together will say the eggs are. En la cocina means in the kitchen. Of course, this is a question, so we'll really translate it like this. Are the eggs in the kitchen? In number 5, nosotros necesitamos means we need. Comprar means to buy. Unos huevos means some eggs. And mañana means tomorrow. So number 5 will say, we need to buy some eggs tomorrow. In number 6, los huevos is the subject of the sentence. That means the eggs. The verb is encantan. So our subject and verb together will say this. The eggs are enchanting. Les means to them. And our clarifying pronoun a goes with the word ellos. A ellos means to them also. So number 6 will say, literally, the eggs are pleasing to them, to them. Of course, in our final translation, we don't need the word the in front of eggs because it's just making a general type of statement. So we'll really translate number 6 like this. They love eggs. In number 7, the subject of the sentence is la comida. That means the food. De mi madre means of my mother. The verb here is encanta. So the subject and the verb together will say, my mother's food is enchanting. Le means to him, to her, or to it. And a means to him. So literally it might say, my mother's food is enchanting to him, to him. But what it's really saying is, he loves my mother's food. In number 8, nosotros no podemos means we are not able. Ir means to go. Al centro comercial means to the mall. Porque means because. Estamos means we are. Almorzando means having lunch. And ahora means now. So number 8 will say, we are not able to go to the mall because we are having lunch now. Or, we cannot go to the mall because we are having lunch now. In number 9, I means there is or there are. Un huevo means an egg. En la mesa means on the table. So, there is an egg on the table. In number 10, tú no puedes means you are not able. Dormir means to sleep. Porque means because. And then at the end of the sentence, we have a me gusta type statement. The subject of it is la cama, which means the bed. Gusta is third person singular. So la cama gusta will say the bed is pleasing. Te means to you. And the word no negates it. So the last part of the sentence will say, literally, the bed is not pleasing to you. So our sentence as a whole will say this. You are not able to sleep because you do not like the bed. Or, you cannot sleep because you do not like the bed.